Kati Hornung is the executive director of VoteEqualityUS, which is the organization that has been formed to work on ratification of the Equal Rights Amendment. And Kati led the efforts in Virginia when Virginia became the 38th state to ratify. Kati has some really amazing news. Now, why is this important? We do a lot of work in the South, and most southern states are unratified. The other thing that some southern states, the state of Florida, has on the ballot is abortion rights are on the ballot. And in other states, abortion rights have just totally been taken away. So there are some very interesting things afoot. Kati, take it away.
Thank you so much, Andrea. And I just really want to say thank you not only to Andrea, but also the whole behind the scenes team, because you can't be as amazing as Andrea without a behind the scenes team. And I'm also seeing the thank yous and people that are postcard warriors. Thank you to all of you as well. Greetings from the print shop world / activism world that I happen to balance in my life. And hopefully you can't hear the dogs too much there. I had started working with Andrea back in 2018 to 2020 when Virginia finally got on the right side of history and ratified the Equal Rights Amendment. We had hoped that there would be a publication very soon after. That did not happen. So our team went from VA Ratify ERA to what we now call Vote Equality, because that is how we got it done in Virginia. We really addressed that racist gerrymandering that was changing all of the policies to not really reflect what the rest of Virginia wanted to see done. And we, the equality crowd came out and we put in an equality oriented leadership, and boom, Virginia was able to ratify. That has been like an experience in my lifetime I didn't think that I would ever have, but it was very fun. It was also very frustrating at times, and now seeing it not published is also frustrating. So, but I have good news. I have really great news. So there are 3 developments that are big enough for Andrea to give me a few minutes to talk about. And the first one, of course, is the fact that there has been a shift in the conversation because of the presidential race. We now have a woman running at the top of a major party's ticket. Kamala has said back in 2020, when she was running in a primary, that she would publish the Equal Rights Amendment first thing. So we're really hoping to hold her to that. So that is shift number 1. And obviously with that, it has come like a ton of joy and a lot of fun. And I just am enough of a nerd that I'm going to throw this video up and share my screen with you all while I keep talking here. Because I know we've been talking a lot about joy, and it has been, it's just, anyway, let me get this up if I can share that real quick. Oh, something about system settings. Probably should have tested this one out before I started talking, Andrea, sorry. All right, so I will get that working as I keep talking. So the second thing that is a great opportunity that, oh, actually, it's not going to let me show this. So Josie, I'm going to shoot you an email while I keep talking so that you can open these pieces. So the second thing that is going on in the ERA world is not only do we have a shift in the conversation because of who is running for president, we also have a shift that happened just this week. The American Bar Association, which is the largest set of lawyers in the country, and actually it's the largest, what do they say? The largest voluntary membership legal organization in the world. So the American Bar Association just passed a resolution supporting the Equal Rights Amendment as our 28th Amendment. Their resolution says that all of the requirements have been met. It has been constitutionally like across the finish line, and that we all need to be moving forward and having it published and bringing all of our governments to the task of treating all citizens equally, regardless of sex. So that is a huge development, and our team is now trying to work to get the ABA leadership in the conversation with the DOJ leadership so that they can have a conversation about the OLC memo. And there's a lot of wonky stuff there, but it's really great stuff. So it's a really exciting time. And then the third big piece that's out there, and this is the piece that I'm fumbling around a little bit trying to get to show y'all. This is the exciting news, is that we have a new tool in the advocacy toolbox. And that tool is that there is a movie coming out about all of our work in Virginia. It shows, I think it's definitely done for this younger generation. Everything moves super fast in the movie, and it is fantastically done, where it takes a 100-year effort to put gender equality into our Constitution and gets it into 90 minutes. It's a great movie. Andrea's in it. I'm in it. The women of color who led in the legislative side here in Virginia are both highlighted in it. It's going to be a lot of fun, but it's really also going to be a great tool to get around on. I'm looking forward to putting it in college campus and spaces, especially in some of these key states where we'll be taking the notorious RVG out on the road again. So it's going to be a big fall. Our team is kind of in of the opinion that we need to leave it all on the field in the next 2 months. If we get in a president who is pro-ERA but does not publish this in the first 100 days, I think this iteration of this language is probably about dead. You don't get to not publish for year after year after year after year before it eventually gets kind of like, okay, guys, start over. And what we don't want to do is start over. That's a 20 to 50 year effort. And we have good language that is good for all of us that we could be publishing today. So we're looking forward to that. We are definitely going to be working in that direction. I've just sent the link to Josie. And what I'd love to do is show you all just a little trailer on this movie. It's just going to be a great education. If you go down a little bit, Josie, there's going to be a video. There you go. Anyway, this movie really shows us how the work for equality does need to be led by women of color, and which is obviously a really great message on an evening like tonight when Andrea is leading all of us. But I would love for y'all to see this for a couple minutes.
Hi, my name is Easton Weber. I live in Powhatan, and I can't do this. No.
It's okay. You can do it.
I'm sorry.
You want me to go? It's okay. It's okay. I'll help you.
I'm sorry
Okay.
for your time.
She wrote this, so we're going to read it. I will give equal effort, but not have equal protection under the Constitution. You are probably looking at her right now and thinking, this girl doesn't know what she is talking about. If that is true, as her mother, I challenge that idea. When she leaves her parents' home, things will not be fully equal for her. She knows that she will make 78 cents on the dollar, that her friends of color will get paid 63 cents, and one of her Latina friends will make 54 cents on the dollar. The ERA has been around way too long, and it needs to be ratified. Thank you.
Thank you. This shouldn't even be on the agenda. First of all, there's the money gap situation. I keep hearing about the 80% wage of women compared to men. There is a significant percentage of that 20% gap that is from lifestyle choices. This ERA amendment is not about equality. This is contrary to the laws of nature and to the health and safety of women. I will not vote to harm women. Neither should any of you.
Moving on to item 10, old business bonded projects update. Mr. Williams.
Well, children, I think that twixt the Negroes of the South and the women at the North all talking about rights, the white men will be in a fix pretty soon. But what's all this here talking about?
That man over there says that women need to be helped. into carriages and lifted over ditches, and to have the best place everywhere. Nobody ever helps me into carriages, or over mud puddles, or gives me any best place. And ain't I a woman? I have borne 13 children, seen most sold off into slavery. And when I cried out with a mother's grief, none but Jesus heard me. And ain't I a woman?
Abandoning their feminine role has made their husbands unhappy because they do not have real women as partners. Instead, their wives have become their rivals.
That man in the back there, he says women can't have as much rights as men because Christ wasn't a woman. Well, where did your Christ come from? He came from God and a woman. Man didn't have nothing to do with it. If the first woman God ever made was strong enough to turn the world upside down all alone, well, these women here together ought to be able to turn it back and get it right side up again. And they asking to do it. The men better let them.
So thank you so much, Josie, for helping me out technically there. But I heard Mark Hamill say a few minutes ago something about Hollywood being a kind of job that doesn't make a huge change in the world. And I am here to say, no way, that's not true. You get into the hearts and minds of people. And the producers of this movie have really gone into triple overtime to create a tool of advocacy for the entire country to use to get people really excited about a conversation that is long overdue about putting gender equality into our Constitution. I could talk on and be super wonky, and I will try not to do that because that usually bores the heck out of people. What we're trying to do is be joyful. We're trying to bring everyone to the table. Equality is for everyone, and everyone should be working for equality. We have all this beautiful art that we have been spending years creating and cultivating an Artists for ERA collection. We give away free art on college campuses. We like to put it in the hands of as many students because what we're trying to do is be a guerrilla team that is just grassroots. Grassroots is where it really gets done. And it's where it should be really fun. Gen X, I'm a Gen Xer. Gen X has raised some really interesting kids that seem to really get it on a lot of levels. And I don't know if it's just because we were maybe a little too truthful with them a few too many times, but they get it. And when we put things in their hands, they can go and do amazing things. So what our team tries to do is to just put things into people's hands, to let it become its own joyful explosion on their campuses, and to basically activate. We try to empower and activate. And so our educate, empower, activate, vote. So anyway, I'll drop the link in the chat that's our website. We're going to be doing a lot of virtual screenings. If anybody wants to host a public screening in your area, there's going to be one out in the Oakland, San Francisco area. I know they're working on them in the LA area. But what we need to do is just use this amazing tool because Hollywood does give us amazing tools and it is a platform. And when they take all the hard work of thousands of advocates around Virginia and show the country the impact of racist gerrymandering, the power of the vote, and how a group of people who just aren't going to give up can make huge change. And so that's what this movie tells. It's very succinct, 100 years in 90 minutes. And you'll see yours truly, Andrea Miller, interviewed in the movie. She's been working on the ERA since she was 12. And so it's an honor and a privilege to be here tonight. And thank you all. And Andrea, thank you for everything you do.
And Katie, thank you so much. In addition to heading up Vote Equality, Katie has a print shop and she is the keeper of all of our new art for Equal Rights Amendment or art for Reclaim Our Vote, because a number of the artists are Katie's artists for the ERA books.